Welcome to Silicon Valley Asian Business Talk.
This is Roger Chen from University of San Francisco. Welcome, CT. Thank you for joining our interview program. So why don't you briefly introduce yourself?
Thank you for having me, Roger. My name is CheeTung, or CT, and I'm co-founder of EngageRocket. We've been running this company now for just over 6 years, and we build smart engagement tools for busy leaders. So it's AI-powered performance management and employee engagement analytics. We help companies like Toyota, Louis Vuitton, and other companies to build a workplace that encourages their people to want to give their best at work. So we serve mid-market companies globally across more than 20 industries and have analyzed over 10 million employee data points.
Discussion topic: mistakes and learnings, product market fit.
I would like to first ask you about your journey before you search for the initial product, market fit. So could you, I think you are past that phase, but would you please kind of share with us any kind of lessons or challenges as you search for your initial product, initial customers, we call the product market fit?
Yeah. So I started the company together with my co-founder, and we were both regional directors at a global HR consulting company already. So to a certain extent, we were aware of the market already for services in this space. But that was both a blessing and a curse, and I'll get into that a little bit later. One of the key things as I was reflecting on your questions was that the journey towards product market fit isn't really as structured as many would have you believe. I mean, there's a lot written about it. And sometimes you can go through the literature and come away from it thinking, okay, this is quite a linear process, something that you can figure out in X period of time. I think what I've learned so far is that the best you can do is really to structure a process for you such that you can make as many mistakes as you can in as short a period of time as possible, while surviving long enough to be able to apply the lessons from those mistakes. I can give a few examples on this. So on the market side, with so many mistakes. I mean, one of the early mistakes we made was we had this impression that because in consulting, we had targeted large organizations, your Fortune 500 and so on. And we thought, okay, we can take that product that we offered to those companies, scale it down and offer it to SMBs or small, medium businesses, under 100, 200 type of employees. And I think in the initial days, that was a pretty bad mistake for us. I think we went through a learning cycle of almost 9 months, onboarding these customers, realizing that their pain points were very different from what we were trying to solve, and then having them churn at the end of the year subscription. So that was tricky. And there are a lot of things that confound that as well, because you get a lot of false positive signals when you're first starting out a company. Like, everyone wants to be supportive, which is great. I mean, I'm still very grateful to all those people, but you get a lot of false positive signals from the market, and sometimes from referrals as well, because you get warm introductions to other companies, whether it's from investors or friends, and they come on board and they say, wow, this is great, this new technology is amazing, and then they go on to not use it, or to use it in a very different way. So that's one aspect of market fit that was a challenge, like just market segmentation. Another aspect of market fit that we went through, and please stop me at any time, by the way, I could go on forever.
Sure. Sure. No, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, but it was also channel fit, right? Because it's very easy to imagine that when you run a startup, the go-to-market motions are all the same. And once you get into the market, we start realizing that selling a multi-million-dollar project as a consultant to a Fortune 500 company is very different from selling a scaled-down piece of software to a 200-person organization. So we tried all kinds of channels. I mean, the business development, just meeting and networking at events, cold calling, which was spectacularly bad for us. So I remember the conversion rate from cold call to demo was under 0.3%, and it was the most soul-crushing activity that I had to go through in the early days. We even tried, so some of the hypotheses was, okay, maybe I'm just bad at cold calling, so let's get professionals. Let's outsource this to people who are professional cold callers. And so we outsourced to an agency to run those calls. That worked very, very badly as well. We had exhibited in live events, so we actually sponsored some booths in live events, and then realized that it was really good for collecting name cards and business cards, but the conversion rate from those events was really poor. So, but at the beginning, you just got to try everything. You do whatever you can to get your first 100 customers, and just keep going from there. On the product side, we also had challenges around this, right? We would think that based on what we know as consultants, there are certain best practices in applying a tool like ours. And instead of monitoring and understanding the user behavior carefully and responding to that, we were trying to educate them to implement certain best practices, and then getting ourselves tangled in this mess of trying to implement the software, but at the same time also trying to consult around the best practices, which often, in hindsight, we wouldn't have done that. We would have just taken a look at how is it that customers actually behave, build the software to nudge them into a different way of doing things, rather than to try to force a change in their behavior. So, these are just some of the learnings that we had in the early days.
So CT, actually, this is great. Maybe just for our audience to understand you better, let me ask a contextual question. So are you saying when you start the company, you already had some knowledge because you were a consultant? You are kind of basically familiar with this, basic products, basic services. But when you were a consultant, you were mainly targeting large companies. So when you start your new venture, you basically take that product concept or the pain points or knowledge and target small to medium-sized companies. And that's how your struggle or difficulties started, because you think it's kind of easy transition from large company to small company. Is that, the correct framing of your message in a sense?
That was one of them. So definitely the customer segmentation and the difference in customer segmentation caused a lot of problems in product market fit initially.
Thank you for watching.